Welcome back. Lori Horton joins us in the studio to teach us how to make pineapple upside down cookies. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great.
Awesome.
This is going to be a really fun recipe. I think pineapple kind of falls into that category. You either love it or you hate it.
Definitely,
right?
yeah.
So this is going to be one, if you love it, you're going to really love these. And a classic pineapple upside down cake. A little complicated, a lot to deal with. These are kind of fun. We make it more of an individual serving size and a little bit easier for everybody to get involved and help in the kitchen.
Right.
So I'm going to do some of our steps a little bit out of order today because the magic of television doesn't always let us do things how we would like to, but I want to make sure that you guys see that when you come back to KOAMnewsnow.com and you find that recipe, everything's going to be in just the order you need to do it.
Awesome.
So that it falls in the right places.
Perfect.
But we're going to start with kind of doing this in reverse, which is fitting for pineapple upside down, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to start with putting our toppings together. So what I've got in my bowl here is just a stick of melted butter, and I prefer to use the salted butter. You can use salted or unsalted, doesn't matter. And this is a cup of light brown sugar, packed when I measured it. I've kind of broken it up here a little bit to make it a little easier to melt into that butter. And we're just going to take a fork and kind of start to get that well incorporated. It's going to be kind of a wet sand consistency.
Right, I see that.
Sounds so appetizing, doesn't it? It's exactly what we're going for. We don't want it too wet. That's why there's not nearly as much butter as we would normally put into a crumble topping or a caramel.
Okay.
So once that brown sugar is totally soaked, we're actually just going to set this aside.
Okay.
And this can set for a little bit. So if you do want to do this in this order at home, perfectly fine. You'll just sort of remix it when you go to put it down on your cookie sheet.
Okay.
So you can see we've got kind of a nice, just a good, again, it's wet sand.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe that. It's kinetic sand. But we're going to take our fruit, and one of the more important steps that we cannot skip on this is to actually drain our pineapple rings and our cherries, and then to dry them just a little bit. We don't want too much juice going down on that cookie sheet.
Right.
So I actually just have a pretty good stack here of paper towels. Super technical equipment here today. And I'm going to take a few more paper towels and just kind of pat those dry on top. So get a good layer. And you actually want to get, you'll see there's a ton of juice still in there, even though I have drained that pineapple. And these are just your normal pineapple rings.
Okay.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Pour the juice off and then pat those dry. When we come back, we're going to work on our actual cookie dough.
Okay, that's
exciting. It's kind of a step process here.
Right.
I know it seems like a lot, but it's very important in how we layer this and how we chill our ingredients. And this cookie dough's got an ingredient in it that's a little unusual for cookie dough. You see it once in a while, but it has sour cream in it.
Sour cream.
So it's going to make us a really cakey cookie and really tender and really soft. So it's going to be, again, like almost a little individual sized pineapple upside down cake that you can pick up and eat very easily.
For sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lori. We'll be right back with more news and weather. Lori is back in the studio this morning to show us her recipe for pineapple upside down cookies. So we left off with prepping some toppings. So what's next?
So now we're ready to start to put together our actual cookie dough.
Okay.
And with any upside down cake, obviously we kind of doing this in reverse order, but what I've already got mixed up here is all of my wet ingredients. So I just started with butter, sugar, eggs, the standards, creamed those together. The one ingredient in there that's a little bit out of the ordinary is sour cream.
Okay.
And you'll find some cookie recipes that have that in the batter, and that's going to give it an acidic taste, kind of boosts that sweetness, and a lot of times with fruit, gives us a cakier texture to the actual cookie part of our cookie, and it just reacts differently with our other ingredients like baking powder, things like that. So it's kind of a little bit different texture to it, but it's similar to a more cakey, soft cookie. So on my other bowl here, I've just got my dry ingredients whisked together, the flour, baking powder, salt, a little bit of cornstarch, because again, we're baking that, we want a thicker, cakier cookie dough. And I'm just going to slowly incorporate those, try not to make too big of a mess here. And you can, of course, do these by hand. You do want to get your mixer out to cream those wet ingredients together well. But after that, we're just going to do this by hand.
Just by hand.
Go slowly so that we don't make just like that. Showing you what not to do this morning on Monday, right? We'll get the rest of those dry ingredients in there. We want this well incorporated.
Okay.
Then once that dough is fully formed, and it'll be a sticky dough, we are going to refrigerate that for at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
And just because this is one service I offer for you guys, I make the messes so you don't have to.
Of course.
We're going to say that on purpose. I tried shortening that yesterday when I was in a bit of a hurry. You don't want to shorten that time.
Okay.
You need to refrigerate that dough for a minimum of 30 minutes. More is better, so an hour. That's why we can kind of do these steps and then come back after that dough has chilled. If you do not refrigerate it, it will spread and you'll have a mess on your pan.
Okay.
Still tastes delicious. I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Because I had to sample, but it does not hold together well.
Okay, that's good to know.
Keep that cookie form. So very important step. Do not skip that one.
Okay.
And part of the reason of that, again, is we form that cakey dough. So it really has to be chilled so that it holds its shape when it goes into the oven. And one thing that I experimented on as well that worked nicely was I actually went ahead and assembled my cookie, and then I just refrigerated my trays.
Oh, okay.
And so you can absolutely do that at home. You're going to do this in a more of a 1, 2, 3 step than what we're having to do here kind of for keeping everything together for our segments. So as I'm starting to get this incorporated, my dough is just about all set. And you can see it's pretty stiff dough.
It is, yeah.
My spatula stands up nicely, but it's also kind of sticky. So this is going to transfer to the fridge. When we come back, we're going to put all of those layers together to really form that flavor of the pineapple upside down. It's almost a caramely little bit of a
really
topping with that. So good. And the fresh fruit, the bite of that pineapple with the sweetness of our cookie dough is going to be perfect.
I'm excited. So Lori's going to show us the last few steps of her pineapple upside down cookies.
All right, we're kind of ready to put everything together. It feels like we spent all morning making all of these different pieces, and now we're actually ready to turn it into something
awesome.
So we started out this morning with our pineapple rings and our maraschino cherries, and we got them really nice and dried and drained because we don't want too much of that juice in there as it bakes. Just is going to keep it from staying nice and crisp. So we're going to lay a pineapple ring on our parchment lined cookie sheets. This is, of course, kind of a messy recipe, so that parchment, vital step. Now, again, I kind of tried this a couple different ways yesterday just to see how they turned out the best, and the whole cherries is a little too much. So I actually took my cherries and cut them in half. And again, like with everything upside down, you're actually wanting to lay them with the cut side up so that they look like our nice little cherry pieces when we turn this cookie over.
Got it.
You want to imagine everything flipped over.
Yep, that's fitting.
Yeah, the next thing that we're going to add on there is that brown sugar and butter mixture, almost kind of a caramel topping. Now, as this has set over the last little bit of the morning, our butter has started to come back to room temperature, which is actually a little bit easier to work with. So I'm going to take a little less than our original recipe calls for because a tablespoon was actually a little bit messy for my taste. So I've got about a half a tablespoon that I'm going to put on there. And then since it's set back up a little bit, it makes it very easy to kind of spread onto that pineapple ring. And it's like a paste. It's just kind of a wet sand paste. So we're going to do that on every single pineapple ring and get that nice little layer in there. And again, it's going to turn back around and melt into our cookie as it bakes. But this just makes it sort of stay put and be a little bit less messy. We want to keep it on top of that pineapple ring. Okay. So it's almost like we're building this little sandwich.
Yeah, it is.
And then the last layer is cookie dough, and we're going to put it in the oven to bake. So I'm just using the tip of that spatula to kind of spread that around a little bit and keep that cherry in place too, which helps. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to spread that cookie dough over the top of it, so it's going to really be evenly distributed once it bakes. And then the last thing we're going to do is get a nice big scoop because we want a piece of cookie dough to actually cover that whole pineapple slice.
Okay.
So I've used my larger cookie scoop. I'm just going to press this out a little bit. And again, this dough is still very sticky because it has not been refrigerated yet.
Okay.
And we're going to press that on top of that mixture. Now, as I said, you could do this while the dough is still room temperature and then put this in the refrigerator before you bake it, or you can refrigerate your dough and then section it out. What is super cool with pineapple upside down cake and with these cookies is the big reveal when they're baked. And after you've let these cool on the pan for a bit, you get to really turn them over and see your perfect little pineapple slice with that cherry in the middle, all of that fun stuff, and that will be nicely set up, and they make them really easy to serve.
Awesome.
Keep them refrigerated and you're good to go.
Perfect, and I cannot wait to try these. I'm so excited. Of course. Chris will have a look at your forecast when we come back.